Hi, welcome. If your team manages work in Trello and tracks issues in Jira, this is the video for you. What I'm going to show you is a live sync between Jira issues and Trello cards. Status, comments, and fields flow in both ways. A 30-day free trial is available in here if you want to follow along after. Let's dive into it. This one runs through the Jira app panel. Go to Apps in Jira, find the integration for Jira Trello by Getint, and open it. You will land on a page like this one. Here you will choose Create Integration and then Continue Sync, and then select this here to connect the app. We'll start with the Jira and then create new connection. From here, you have two options. You can pass the URL for your Jira instance in here, and then the personal access token. To follow how to do that, you can read our documentation that will explain to you step by step on how to create a personal access token. Or you can log in with Atlassian. This option is only for when you already have the license, so you'll see a warning about this later. I will start with login with Atlassian because that's easier and faster. And now you'll see a pop-up. Here we'll select where the app will run on. So we'll select this one and accept. Now we give the connection a name. And then choose the URL that we will be using here. Submit. Now we select the connection that we have just created and the project that we'll be using for this. Now we connect and your Jira is connected. Now let's do the Trello side. Here we'll find the Trello and create a connection. Trello uses the OAuth, so there is no manual option to provide a token. Here you will authorize Getint. The pop-up will appear, and then you can allow the connection. Now you add, and you have your connection for Trello here. We'll select the board, and then connect. You can check our documentation for step-by-step on everything that I'm just showing. And now you can see that both sides are connected. We can now map the types. I will use the quick build now to map the types, but you can also manually do that. Everything in Trello is a card. So all the Jira types, epic, feature, process, request, whatever you have there, will then map to a card. Let's select the quick build and allow the tool to run and create the mappings. You will see that here we have title, description, and then we can apply. This is the basics for this integration to work. So we can apply. And here you have now your first integration ready. Now let's check the field mappings. This is what we map it automatically with the quick build, but I can also add more fields from here. So I can check whatever I have available in Jira. And once I select something, I can also see what I have in Trello that matches with that. For the purposes of this demo, I will not include this one. I will leave just with the basics, title and description, but you can play around with the fields if you want to. We will move to status, and this one is very important. Trello finds the status with the list. As you can see, we map it here, while Jira uses status, of course. So in order for your cards to land properly on each list, you have to map them like this. As you can see, the tool already did this for me, but I can also add, as I have one additional status on the Jira side, I can also add to a second one in here. So for example, I can add the option to here, and now whenever I have it in progress or in review, will land as in progress to Trello. You will see that we have arrows. This is the direction that you want this data to flow. So if you don't want the done status, for example, to flow both ways, you can just select one direction, and that is for all the status. This also happens in the fields. So if you go back, you'll see that we have these options here as well, where you can choose how you want your data to flow to one side or the other or both ways. You can also select if you want something to be synchronized on creation or on update, or leave as both, as we have in here. Now let's go to the comments. In here, you can also select the direction, so you can have them both ways or just one way. And then you can also exclude or allow some comments based on your own criteria and condition. I will leave this as default just by the purposes of this demo to make everything easier and apply in there. Now, from here, I can just create and the tool will give it a name, or I can give it my own name. But I can also show you that we can filter items based on some filters we have in here. So as you can see, I selected the filters. We have now 3 batches of filter types. And here you can select using a field. So for example, I can have a label and then contains and label that with sync, for example. And then once I add this filter, only the items that are part of this label, that contain this label, will then be in the synchronizations. I can do the same on the Trello side, using the fields that I have available in here, choosing an operator, and then selecting a value. I will keep everything simple, as I said before, so let's just give it a name, and then create. Now, after it was created, you can go to the latest runs and you'll see the first run already happened here. This is just checking that if anything was modified or created after the creation of this integration. As I don't have anything, the states will be 0. But you will see the ID, the integration name, the mode, so this integration is on sync mode, how much time it took for this synchronization to happen, the stats. Here you will appear something if I had modified anything, and the status showing that everything is fine with this integration. Now let's create something in the Jira side and see what happens. Now I will create a new task. And let's check this task and add also a description. Save. Then we go back to Getint and we'll wait for the next run. As you can see, the run just happened 6 seconds ago. That is because I'm using on-premise, where the runs will happen every minute. If you are using Jira Cloud, the runs will happen every 180 seconds or 3 minutes. So let's wait a little bit and see what happens. Now, as you can see, another run happened, again with the ID of that run, the integration name, the mode, how long it took for that to be executed, and the stats. Now I have one sync that happened here. So let's go and check what happened. Here I have the ID of this, the ID of the item that triggered the synchronization, and what it was synced with, and the mode. In this case, it was on create, and it took 25 seconds, 2 seconds, and it was 25 seconds ago. Also, the stats are clear, so everything worked just fine. If you click on here, you will see all the information about this item that was sent over to the other side. And if you do the same on the other side, you will see everything, as well as the URL that will take you directly to that item that was created. Let's check that. So as you can see, here we have the item that was created and who added this. We can now add a comment to see what happens after that. So we save, and we can also change the status. Now let's go back to Getint and see what happens. There we go. Again, ID, integration, all the data is here. We can go there and see what was done. So this time the synchronization happened from the Trello side. The item that is synced with was the original one, so on the Jira side, this item. And then this time it was on update mode instead of create. If we click here, the same, we will have the URL for the item. We can click and open there. And here you will see the comment along with the author name, when it was created, and the ID of the creation. You will see that the Jira status was updated too. Both direction synchronization, no manual work. That's the foundation. From here, you can go further, add some custom field mappings, comment configuration, filters on either side to control exactly what flows. And this works across Jira Cloud and Jira Software, Jira Service Management. As you can see, the core setup, a working bidirectional sync between Jira and Trello, takes just a few minutes. Like the video, add some questions or drop something that was interesting for you on the comments, or suggestions if you have any, Or even if you want more help or if you have questions that you want to ask directly to us, you can open a support ticket with us and we'll be happy to help. Subscribe if you want to see more connectors, and thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Now we have a new run happening. That's it. If this was useful,